Hello again, this is the fourth video. I'm going to go ahead and zoom that screen a little bit larger so we could see what we're doing. There, it went back to 10%, so we're going to go ahead and make it 200%, maybe a little bit. Yeah, just to go ahead and see what we're doing here. We're going to go shopping, as I said before. We're going to go ahead and start looking at the name of the items, and then we're going to see the price and the quantity of the items. I'm hitting the tab key in order to move from one. And of course we're going to find price or total subtotal for per item, and I'm going to go ahead and do all that by taking the wrap text here, and we're going to see if the item is taxable or not. And we're going to that would be enough for us, you know. Let's go ahead and do this here. We have pens here. The price is 1.23. We're going to buy 12 of those, and we're going to go ahead and buy, let's say, notebooks. Okay, we're going to buy like 3.67, and we're going to buy 5 of them. And also we're going to go ahead and buy, let's say, coffee, and that's going to be $12.3, and we're going to buy 2 of those. And we're going to buy milk. Okay, milk, and we're going to buy one, let's say 3.61. We're going to buy 1 gallon. Alright, how are we going to calculate the subtotal per item? Of course, it's going to be what is the price of the item multiplied by the quantity, which is a formula. It's going to be this one here multiplied by this one here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and use, here we go. So also the price is in currency. I'm going to select that, but I'm going to select also the subtotal per items, but they are not adjacent to each other, and that's really interesting. If I wanted to select multiple ranges of data that are not next to each other, I have to press the control key, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm pressing the control key in order to select non-adjacent or ranges that are not next to each other. And now I let go of my finger of the control key. Then I'm going to go ahead and make them all currency. I'm going to see if the pins are taxable. I'm going to put Y because they are. Go ahead and get that up here. Notebooks, they are taxable. Let's say coffee is not, and the milk is not. Okay, so we're going to actually calculate the tax, but I'm going to put the tax here. As let's say here we're saying we're taxed in Florida. It's going to be 7.5%. Okay, so the taxable, because not all the items are taxable, so I cannot apply the tax to everything. I have to apply the tax only to those items that are taxable. So I'm going to say here tax per item. Okay, and we're going to do this. We're going to see here using the if function that we showed in that previous video. If this is equal to, since this is a constant, a word or a letter, we have to enclose that between double quotes. If f3 is equal to the y, then we have to tax it, which means this multiplied by this, but knowing that whatever we have in C1, when we pull the fill handle to calculate the taxes for the other items, it's going to cause a problem. So we have to lock C1 using the absolute address concept that we discussed in the previous video by hitting the F4 function. I'm hitting now the F4 function, and it's going to surround the cell address by $signs. Again, this has nothing to do with money or currency. It has to do with the fact that I'm locking C1 so it would not attack the next cell like C2 and C3 and C4 when I try to pull the fill handle to calculate the tax for notebooks, coffee, and the milk. Otherwise, if the taxable is not Y, therefore there is no tax, so we're going to put that as 0. And now you notice here we got tax for this because this is Y, and we're going to pull the fill handle in order to do the calculation. Notice because this is in, going to be 0 tax, this is in, 0 tax, and of course I'm going to select that, go to the number formatting, and select the currency as a formatting. For whatever reason, if the coffee, maybe it is taxable, I never noticed that, and I change that to Y, notice it's going to change the tax per item to be, of course, a value. And if we lift it like this, then the subtotal for everything is going to be, as you probably guessed it, is equal the sum, or you could use the auto sum if you wish here. Either way will do, okay, because I already put the sum, so it's giving me an error. And select the range of all these values. And close the parentheses and hit enter. That is the subtotal before the tax. Then the tax due for everything is going to be also, let's go ahead and use the auto sum so it could give you a different flavor. The auto sum, it's going to be, of course, we don't want it to select that. We want it to select the right range, which is these 4 values. As I said in a previous video, don't let Excel choose the range for you. It might get it right, but it might get it wrong, so therefore you have to take that conscious moments to see what did Excel choose for you and make sure that you are actually including the right values in the calculation. And here we go, we did what we're supposed to do, and the last thing is the total for everything, and therefore we're going to see here the sum of these 2 values where we have to pay the tax plus the subtotal for the items. Of course, we could make this look a little bit better. I could go ahead and make this again, I could do it a different color this time, and could make it kind of like let me go ahead and choose here, and of course we can emphasize here a little bit a darker color for this, and of course here also we could make it this way here. Anyway, look at it, it's very powerful thing that you learn in this, the fact that we are not allowing the tax to be applied to everything unless that items is taxable. So I'm back to using the if function that in order to decide whether the item is going to be taxed or not. Plus, we learned a little bit about how to use the different calculation for the price multiplied by the quantity to find how much the subtotal per item, and we ended up also adding all the subtotals. We ended up using all the taxes by adding them together. Then we added the subtotal plus the tax to see the final amount that we have to pay. Thank you for watching this video, and we're going to continue in the 5th video where we're going to learn about the additional feature of Excel, and of course eventually have to touch a little bit of charting. Thanks.